Thank you for joining the Ballarat Arts Foundation Awards ceremony via Facebook. Here is the chair of the organisation, Paula Nicholson, to start proceedings.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Grants Awards Night for the Ballarat Arts Foundation for 2020. Obviously this is a different forum to our usual live presentation night, but I hope you enjoy it nonetheless. Welcome to our patrons, David Hobson and Mayor Ben Taylor, other special guests. And thank you to all our donors, supporters, board members and associates, the Grants and Mentoring Committee, the applicants and their families, and all of you for attending. Tonight, I'm sure you'll be inspired by our 12 worthy winners as they outline their current projects, their dedication and their plans for the future. You will also hear messages from our Ballarat Arts Foundation donors as they explain the passion behind their contributions. As we said, normally we would have a live presentation, short interviews with each winner, and the physical presentation of a cash contribution and award pack. We hope you enjoy this presentation equally as much as we strive to deliver a similar experience with COVID restrictions. Firstly, I would like to thank Grove for the music you have heard as you joined us this evening. Grove have been awarded the Nicholson Award for Contemporary Music and Performance. Here is Richard Nicholson to explain a little about why this award is in place. After Richard has spoken, we'll tune in to the folk from Grove as they talk a little bit more about their project.
Good evening. Paul and I are once again very pleased to continue our support of the Ballarat Arts Foundation and in particular support the award for contemporary performance in music. Music is very close to all of our family's heart. Our daughters are singers and our son is a composer, and Paul and I play music ourselves, and it really is something that's close to our heart, and we're very, very proud and pleased to support the Contemporary Music Award. Congratulations to Grove on winning this one. We're so thrilled. Before I get to Grove, I just wish to acknowledge the Ballarat Arts Foundation board and all of the volunteers that have worked so hard this year. A very tough year for them, particularly in the not-for-profit fundraising arena. They've worked very, very hard and been able to continue with this fantastic Grants Award tonight, which is just so important to all the artists in the Ballarat region. So congratulations. I know it's a lot of work, and you've done tremendously well to continue on. It just serves to obviously recognise the importance of the foundation. So to Grove, congratulations. A fantastic band. I've heard some of the music and tremendously excited to learn that you're receiving our award. And I do encourage you to stay in touch with the Ballarat Arts Foundation. Paula and I and our family wish you guys all the very best in the future, and we look forward to following your progress. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Abby Ashmore from Grove Band.
And I'm Matthew McKeegan from Grove Band. And we are accepting the grant from the Ballarat Arts Fund's Nicholson Award for Contemporary Performance in 2020.
Yeah, we'd like to thank the Ballarat Arts Foundation for giving us this opportunity. And yeah, the funds are going to be going to our debut EP, All in Due Time,
which will be coming out next year now. So like everyone, I think around the world, 2020 has been really affected the band and our plans to tour, play shows and release new music. So we're pushing all those plans to next year now, and we're really excited to be playing both a lot of regional shows and metro when we can.
Yeah, I guess with the release of the EP, we're going to be focusing on touring regionally. I work at the Eastern in Ballarat, which is a lovely little home for community music, and I think there's a lot of places like that around regional Victoria which aren't utilised enough even before COVID. So I think when places start opening up again, I think those venues are they're going to be on our watch list, and yeah, hopefully we can meet some lovely other communities outside of Ballarat and spread our music to the world.
Yes. And regarding our EP, so the vinyl's progressing really well, the actual EP. So the demos have been finished between Abby in Ballarat and myself, who's moved to Brunswick recently. So we've now finished the demos, and we're going to be recording at the Sound Recordings studio in just out of Castlemaine. Campbell's Creek, that's the one.
Alex Bennett out there. He's worked on some records that we're quite big fans of, so it's quite exciting to be able to work with him. Yeah, it's all analog out there, so we're going to have to get a few band practices in when Melbourne opens up and we can all reconnect. But yeah, it's very exciting times.
Yeah, and this money that's going to the developmental pressing, to be able to have a physical copy of our music, to be able to sell to people so that they can listen to it and share with their friends, and be able to have something to publicise as well, will make a huge difference. And we've all put in quite a bit of our personal funds in the past, so to actually be able to receive this money just means the world to us. It really does.
Yeah, a lot of our income that we would have normally got from playing gigs for the last 6 months would have went towards this project, but unfortunately due to COVID we've sort of been stuck, so the progression that we had made had been stopped pretty much altogether. And yeah, the support from the Ballarat Arts Foundation and the Nicholson Award is the only thing that's going to make this possible right now. To be coming out in 2021. Otherwise, who knows when it could have been, when we would have catched up before that time.
Yeah, and we'll be planning, when we're looking at the future, so next year we're going to be releasing the EP, and then moving forward we're hoping to have an album out, either probably early 2022, or when that happens. So.
Then it's all downhill from there. We'll be on the areas, getting the Grammys, touring with Jimmy Barnes.
And we'll be thanking the Ballarat Arts Fund for that opportunity.
Very excited to continue to support them, because this means a lot to our little band. And
wonderful.
Said when we did the interview for the grant, they were like, "You'll have to play a show for us," and I think by now we are dying to play a show. So
we cannot wait to be playing
anytime.
anytime of the week. We will be there with bells and whistles. So thank you very much for the Nicholson Award for Contemporary Performance.
Thank you.
We now continue with two more performing artists. We'll hear first from actor Sam Dolan, the recipient of a BAF award, to assist him purchase equipment for production and the publishing of his work. On behalf of BAF, I would like to congratulate him for his hard work thus far and wish him all the best. Immediately following Sam, we'll hear from Lewis Stevens, who will offer his award this year to Lucan Buckley, a young musician. Lucan will then tell us a little bit more about his work. Firstly, here is Sam.
Hi everyone, my name's Sam Dolan. I'm a current student in the graduating acting company for 2020 at Federation University's Arts Academy. I'm joining you from my Zoom theatre that we have called it, as we've been rehearsing for our most recent production. Yep, we're making do. I'm very excited to have found out that my grant was accepted by the Ballarat Arts Foundation. I'll be taking on a project of challenging myself to create short-form digital content over the coming months. This is an opportunity to develop myself beyond my acting training. That's my primary deal, but relying on one medium isn't always going to get me to where I want to be. So I'll be writing, I'll be filming, I'll be directing, I'll be producing digital content that will help me develop aesthetics and flex creative muscles and just tell stories, outside of just waiting for the phone to ring. I'll be working with fellow students and other friends, asking them to be involved, or if I can help them, get involved in there too. This content isn't intended to produce a source of income. That would be lovely, but unlikely. This is really an investment to broaden my skills and craft. It will help give me the tools to move beyond my training and, expand into this online world that we're in and create more stories. And it's going to force me to meet the standards of quality that you might already see online. So if I had a plan over the next 5 years, it will be to have a significant amount of online content, an online presence that can help showcase me, the stories I want to tell, and the work I want to make. After COVID-19, I'm not sure where we'll end up, but it's clear that we need theatre, and we need stories, and we need art, and a digital platform is a viable and, at the moment, one of our only options. I'm planning to jump on this opportunity, and I'm so very thankful to the Ballarat Arts Foundation for supporting me in this.
Hello, my name is Lewis Stevens. I'm here representing the Stevens Ward for Musicianship in partnership with the Ballarat Arts Foundation. My family and I chose to support the Ballarat Arts Foundation because they create opportunities, provide mentorship, and show support for developing artists in what is often their most crucial time in choosing their paths. It is not an easy thing to commit yourself, your career, and your education to your chosen art medium. However, with the support of BAF, we can show emerging artists that there is the support there for them to flourish. Congratulations to Luke and Buckley being selected to receive the Stevens Award for Musicianship. I hope this will be one of many steps you take in your career as a trombone player and musician.
Hey, I'm Luke and Buckley. I'm a student in Year 10. I received a grant from the Lewis Stevens Award for musicianship for the purchase of some trombone equipment. That equipment being a trombone stand, cup mute and straight mute. And when these arrive, I plan on using them to add some necessary variety to my trombone playing, whether that be in the local Creswick Brass Band or Ballarat Symphony Orchestra or whatever the other groups I happen to be playing with. Obviously, unfortunately, I won't be playing with those groups for perhaps a little while. So at the moment I'm working towards my AMEB Grade 8 exam later this year, and after that and after school I plan on studying medicine and continuing trombone recreationally in different music groups that I happen to come across, especially looking at orchestras in Melbourne. Should be quite interesting, and I understand that mutes are quite essential to a lot of their pieces. So I'd like to say thanks again to the Ballarat Arts Foundation for the assistance, and congratulations to all the other recipients. Thanks.
Well, I think you can already sense the talent that the 2020 grant round has uncovered. There is plenty more to come. On your screen now, you should be able to see the beautiful drawings of Paige Duggan. Paige has been awarded the Di Bresciani Award for painting and drawing. I will now read what Di had to say in relation to this while you enjoy the view, followed by Paige as she accepts her award. Di says, "I remember Paige Duggan clearly at the opening of my nephew's exhibition in Ballarat. Obviously creative, resourceful and talented, she left an indelible impression. My earlier research over 15 years involved inquiring into the connections between abilities. One area with an increasing amount of supporting evidence is music and visual art relationships. Paige is an exemplar with general artistic expression, both in music and in art, along with outstanding abilities in music composing, botanic illustration, and artistic design. It is a total pleasure to help Paige further develop her ideas and expressivity, albeit in a very small way. I'm grateful that the Ballarat Arts Foundation has provided this opportunity to assist Paige with her future endeavours."
It's hard balancing life and work and family, and I certainly don't have it perfected. But when you're working in the arts, you learn early on that unless you're part of that 1% that makes it really big, you are going to have to be able to effectively juggle multiple projects and jobs and family at once if you're going to be successful. It is essential. I work a lot in the evenings. I grab hours here and there whenever I can. Another important element is attitude. I insist that my art and music be viewed as the career and trade that they are. It is a job and deserves dedication from myself, but also respect and value from others. Another vital component is being project and goal focused. Working for others, taking on commissioned works, and also receiving grants, they all hold you accountable. When someone else has an invested interest, then it's easy to focus and also negotiate with the family around work hours and time where you have less distraction from the children. I also have a partner who works in the arts, so he gets it. But it is hard and it's a challenge, but it's also all that I know and it's who I am. So I'm not really worried about changing it or anything like that, but it is stressful and it is hard. I don't have a first love between visual art and music. They've both been a constant in my life and they're very deeply entwined in my brain. I've predominantly been a figurative artist, so it's really exciting to be exploring wildflowers and other Indigenous flora. It also combines my passion for environmental care and conservation, as well as deep nostalgic memories of travelling through Australia's bush and desert in my childhood. I hope that by creating designs and work which celebrate Indigenous flora, that it adds another small bit of dialogue to that much bigger conversation that we're having about essential action on climate change, environmental care, conservation and sustainability. I don't know exactly what my art's going to look like in the future and where this is going to take me, because I think by having new skills and tools, my art is inevitably going to evolve. It's really great though that I'm now going to be able to streamline things and I'm going to be able to work effectively with these new tools and skills. I'm also going to be using industry level tools and skills, which will obviously make me much more competitive and make my work look better and be easier to share and all that sort of stuff as well. I'm also really excited about the prospect of bringing all of my different artistic endeavours together to create unified singular works. So, for example, having my own compositions paired with animation that's using imagery of my wildflowers and environmental work all into singular artworks. That's really exciting for me. So thank you so much to the Ballarat Arts Foundation for this grant. It's obviously going to have a huge impact on my art in lots of different ways, and I really, really appreciate it. So thank you so much, and thank you for the great work that you do in our community.
We turn back now to performance with the Block and Lyric Award for Musical Theatre. The winner of this award is Tom Jenkins. Tom's message to you all will be followed by a note from Michael Whitehead, President of Ballarat Lyric Theatre, also representing Jason Muller, the President of Block. This award has been in existence for a number of years, and we thank those two local amateur theatre companies for their ongoing support.
Hi everyone, my name is Tom Jenkins. I'm the very grateful recipient of the Block and Lyric Theatre Award for Performing Arts. With this generous award, I'll be able to purchase a PA system that will enable me to perform live gigs around the Ballarat community. My plans for 2021 will most likely include a very eager return to busking and becoming more professional in my approach to my music, thanks to the help of the BAF team. I'd also like to get re-involved in charity work, whether that is by busking and raising money for the Royal Children's Hospital, as I've done before for the Good Friday Appeal, or by taking part in live performances for charity organisations. My favourite genre of music would probably be pop rock, but I'm a big fan of really any type of music because music can just be so powerful and brilliant. My dream would be to perform at festivals and concerts playing my own music in times to come, but I'm happy now and always will be with music being part of my life. Thanks.
As President of Ballarat Lyric Theatre, I'd like to congratulate Tom Jenkins on winning the BAF Award sponsored by Block and Lyric. You already have a fantastic background in performing and singing with Block, BCMA, Ballarat and Clarendon College, your band, your busking. That's an awful lot of B's, Tom. I think you've got the whole alphabet ahead of you. We hope that the BAF money enables you to get that extra professional sound that you're seeking and I'm sure that we'll see you back in Ballarat as a professional in the near future. Well done.
Thank you, Mike. Now we would like you to hear from Lily Minchenko, a dedicated young ballerina who will benefit from the VJ Award for Overseas Study as she continues her study in Stuttgart, Germany. Here is Val Sarah to speak about this award, followed by a few words from Lily.
Thank you for the introduction and also for the opportunity to say a little bit more about the VJ Award. Virginia, Julian and I have had the opportunity to travel extensively, and we realise that for young artists it can be exciting, exhilarating, expensive, and also perhaps a little confrontational if they haven't been overseas before and find themselves in unfamiliar situations. The award was designed to cover necessities such as defraying travel costs, as for the Goldfields Band, and accommodation, tuition fees and materials. The resultant experience is quite extraordinary. The honing of skills, the creation of networks and friendships which may be global and may well last a lifetime. An added appreciation of different cultures and traditions, and of course the gateway to other opportunities overseas. Since the introduction of the Ballarat Arts Foundation in the year 2000, many young artists have made their mark overseas and have enhanced the reputation of Ballarat as a city of arts and culture in the global community. A lot of these young artists come home from time to visit family and friends, and many have been kind enough to participate in such things as masterclasses and exhibitions and recitals, and in doing so, they inspire future generations of aspiring artists. This evening, it's our privilege to honour Lily Minchenko and to offer her some small support for her final year studying ballet in Stuttgart, Germany. Lily, congratulations on your outstanding achievements. We hope that you will stay safe and well, and that you'll keep in touch with us and let us know what happens to you in the future. Cheers.
Hi Beth, and greetings from Germany. It's been just under a month since I started my graduating year at the John Krenker Schule in Stuttgart, Germany, and it's getting busier. Yeah. Just last week we had the opening ceremony for the new school building, and that was a pretty big deal. There were lots of German officials, it was in all the newspapers here, and it was even live broadcasted on YouTube, so that was fun. So yeah, like I said, it's getting busier. Tomorrow I'll have 2 hours of ballet class and then a 15-minute break and then an hour of variations and then an hour lunch break and then an hour of rehearsals. At the moment I'm working on a piece called Abdallah, and it's a Bournonville work. It's never done in Australia, so it's unique to Europe. So that's fun. Then I'll have another 15-minute break and then an hour of Tanzgeschichte, which is dance history, and then another 15 minutes and an hour of Deutsch. So yeah, it's starting to get back into the full swing. Not quite there, but it'll be there soon. I also have a photo shoot with the world-renowned photographer, Carlos Cozada. I'm like 90% sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, but anyway, so I'm really excited for that. So yeah, I just need to keep my head down, focus on preparing for the audition season and improving my technique and artistry. Once again, thank you so much to Bath, and especially to Gillian Oldfield and Valsera. Their support means so much to me. And that's it for now, but I'll keep in touch. So goodbye and auf Wiedersehen.
From one performer to another with a very different request. Sarah Morrison has a long history in musical theatre, but has applied to Bath for funding to assist her to pivot her way through COVID as she develops her script writing. Let's hear now from Sarah, then from the donor behind the Will Coltman Award, Vicky Coltman.
Hi Ballarat's Art Foundation family, my name is Sarah Morrison and I am the inaugural recipient of the Will Coltman Award for Writing. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. This has definitely been a highlight of lockdown 2 in Melbourne, where I've been actually getting a lot of writing done since we last spoke. Since then, I've been continuing to work with my mentor on a series based in a dental practice. Loosely based on a lot of my experiences as a dental assistant since the age of 17. I recently finished writing the pilot for that, which was a big deal. It was very cool to hold those pages in my hands, and the feedback from my mentor was really great, and so I'm excited about that and moving forward with the next episode. I've also just completed my 10-month first draft course online, which I've done through the Writers Studio in Sydney. That was really cool. That's a totally different story. I just enrolled, and this week I also begin the second draft course. So that takes that story, and then I'm going to learn about the important part of what is the second draft, which is basically pulling it all apart again, readjusting the spine of the story, and just making it 200% better, they say, than the first draft. I'm still on a rather long sabbatical from Come From Away. Hopefully we'll be back in the theatre by the end of the year, hopefully maybe even early next year. But the silver lining is that I've had so much time at home. Very lucky to be here with my partner in Melbourne, and I have had plenty of time to sort of really stretch myself. I certainly don't think without all this time I would have given myself the chance to push myself even further with my writing, and because of that I can now really see big plans and big hopes and dreams and aspirations. The show I'm writing with my mentor, I would love by early next year to have my pitch document ready to submit to large funding bodies like Screen Australia, for instance, or Film Victoria for further funding. I would love to develop it into a broadcast length show. I really believe it has the ability to go there, and then I guess onwards and upwards. With all these new skills I have, my brain is going crazy with ideas, and so I've got sheets of paper everywhere, writing down anything that comes to my mind. And so it's really incredible what this kind of encouragement and support has done for me, particularly during COVID in Melbourne, particularly during level 4 lockdown, which has on certain days been tough, and I miss my family in Queensland. But certainly the day I found out that I was the lucky recipient of this award, it was it was definitely a highlight and probably the best day of this lockdown. So a huge thank you to the Ballarat Arts Foundation and the Coltman family for believing in me. It feels so lovely. I wish I could be with everyone tonight, but I will see you in the future. We will all be together at one point once we can all be in the same room at the same time. But until then, I'm sending you all my love, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. Bye.
Hi everyone, Vicky Coltman here. Once again, Craig and I are delighted to be involved with the BAF Awards. We've been involved for many years as a family, and this year we'd like to congratulate Sarah for winning the William Coltman Writing Award, and we look forward to meeting Sarah and seeing great work she's doing. Once again, congratulations to all the winners, and we are very thrilled to be involved with BAF for over such a long period.
Following the theme of writing, we moved to the talented poet Megan Rydell. Interestingly, Megan is receiving a grant for filmmaking. Listen on, and Megan will explain how the grant will assist her work, and then Sharon O'Shea, previously Anderson, will tell us what the Jack Anderson Award for Filmmaking is all about.
Hello, I'm Megan J. Riedel. I'm incredibly proud and grateful and excited to be a recipient of a BAF award this year. I'm a performance poet. What that means is I do spoken word poetry. I like to perform / read my poetry to an audience as opposed to just allowing it to be read off a page. I'm also a theatre maker. Performance poetry as a scene is pretty vibrant. There's events every single week all across Australia with poets sharing their work live and now increasingly online. There's also events such as video competitions where a video like the one I'm about to make, can be showcased as an art form of its own, poetry plus video. I've also been involved in things like collaborations between different types of artists, ekphrastic type of things where you take a visual arts piece and then write a poem based on that, or I had a dancer dance to some of my poems. So there's some really exciting things like that happening in the scene. But increasingly, there's opportunities for performance poets to be part of wider social movements, or indeed even things like advertising. So you often see performance poets doing things like ads for Telstra, or I just recently did a campaign video for the Ballarat Greens, using the really epic, emotive language of poetry to convey a particular message is something that's increasingly happening. I draw my inspiration for my poetries from everyday life, from my experiences, from my feelings, from my inner world. I use poetry as a kind of catharsis in that I write down what I'm feeling and seeing and experiencing. I also like to write about the world that we live in and analysing that, social commentary, politics, feminism, all these things. I don't shy away from writing about that kind of stuff because I think it's important. I really believe in storytelling and the power of that. It's innately human to tell stories. And if even one person is moved by my story and it makes them feel like I have captured their very inner thoughts and world, and I have seen them and recognized them, and they recognize themselves in me and my work, then it's worth it. The award that I'm receiving is going to allow me to create an amazing visual experience of one of my poems. I'm going to be working with a professional videographer, which I've never really done before, and creating a kind of a video clip, if you will, for one of my poems. So I'm super excited about that. This video is going to be a milestone for me, in that the videos I've produced in the past have been just me stuffing around with an iPhone, and while they're okay and they showcase my work, this will be something else. It will be next level. It's going to showcase the way that I can perform, speak, and also write and create that story, and hopefully it will allow me to be seen by all sorts and possibly get things like commissions or work on radio or presenting, any number of avenues that it can take me. Some aspirations I have for the next couple of years include publishing a debut collection of poetry, which I'm currently working on the manuscript for. I also have 2 brand new short plays, which I've been working on this year, and I would really love to get both of, or either of them, produced and put on a stage somehow, somewhere. Theatre is something that I love doing, and I love writing for it, and I love directing it, and if I can get back into theatre in any way, shape or form, I will be pursuing that. I've got a gig already lined up, which was supposed to be this year but got postponed, with Skin of Our Teeth Productions in Geelong, so hopefully that will come back to life. Poetry-wise, I would really love to get at least 2 or 3 paid feature spots. So usually with a poetry gig, you might have something like open mic, which is open for anybody, and then you might have a feature poet who does a longer set, and often they're paid. So I'd really love to be able to do, several of those every year. Earns a little bit of income for my words. And then commissions is something else I'd love to continue to get. I got a couple of commissions this year from the City of Ballarat, which was amazing. And I'd really love to be able to pursue the avenue of writing to a brief and writing for particular purposes, which is something I really enjoy doing and I think I'm quite good at. And so if I can get some more paid commissions, that would be amazing too. So thank you for supporting me and my work, and I'm looking forward to becoming part of the BAF family.
Good evening all, my name is Sharon O'Shea. I'm Jack Anderson's eldest daughter, and I would like to thank you for the opportunity to say a few words tonight. In recent times we discovered our father's amazing collection of home movies, which were of great interest to ACME. It was suggested that they warranted a special screening, and in turn that funds raised from that screening should be donated to a Ballarat charity. And so our involvement with Ballarat Arts Foundation began. We were all enormously proud to accept the offer to honour Dad's legacy with an annual award in his name. Dad had a great passion for film. He also had a very strong connection to the Ballarat community on many levels. He had a great admiration and respect for people pursuing their dreams in whatever their chosen field. He would undoubtedly be amazed and humbled to know that his legacy had been recognised in such a manner. The Anderson family wish to congratulate you, Megan, for being chosen as the inaugural recipient of the Jack Anderson Award. We realise that you were chosen from many applicants, so we are delighted to think that you are such a worthy recipient and believe Dad would want us to extend his encouragement to you. We wish you every success as you progress with your poetry and filmmaking, and we will be eager to view your works into the future. Our very best wishes to you on behalf of the entire Anderson family. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Akasha Temple Matthews is just about to produce her first album and will be receiving help from BAF, including the inaugural Isabella Foundation Award. The folks behind the Isabella Foundation are so pleased to join the BAF family and are particularly passionate about supporting all things Ballarat. We thank them for their faith and support. Let's hear from Akasha as she takes us on her journey until now.
Hi, I'm Akasha Temple. Thank you so much for this opportunity of the grant. You've been in business for a long time. Can you tell us why you've waited until now to produce your first solo album? Well, for number one, I'm autistic, and people such as myself get pretty much used and abused in the music industry. A lot of the music I've written over the last few decades, people have put on their albums, put on their films. My partner and I have had like a really negative experience in Melbourne. It's sort of a dog-eat-dog world in there at the moment, and we decided to pack up and try a lot better environment such as Ballarat in the rural community. And it gave me an opportunity to say, hey, I can re-own my music, I can re-own my life, and I can rewrite my story. And for the first time I went over 20 years of the music I've written and new music, and I've owned it. I said, no, that's mine. I'm going to re-own this music and I'm going to rewrite it. To be honest, it was a difficult year this year, going through COVID and going into complete isolation. I also went through 6 months of chemo for leukemia, which actually, funny enough, gave me inspiration to write. Well, the gear that I got was a good mic to record my vocals for the album. It gave me 2 microphones so I can actually record my acoustic piano. The other was a harmonizer, which this little device is absolutely extraordinary for the album and live performance. What are your plans for 2021? One of the things I find very difficult is performing in public. I back up other artists and with my workshops, and I don't really have an issue there with running workshops. But performing myself with my own music about my life, I find extremely difficult. So with some help from Erin McCluskey in Ballarat, she's helped me develop skills and my own ownership of my art to be able to perform it live by myself. And that's my great big aim for 2021, is to actually perform in public and tell people about my story. The story is really interesting. I was sexually abused as a child, and a lot of the way I got through this since about 8 years of age is I created a fantasy world, and it was my safe world with fairies and flying and all sorts of things, and it hasn't gone. So half the album is written about my safety world. A bit like Enya with Vangelis, and it's got a lot of orchestra and a lot of 1970s synths, and some of it builds up to over 50 tracks, and it empowers this story. That's sort of half of the album. The other half of the album are songs that I wrote for other people up to 23 years ago. about child sexual abuse, and it was my way of not talking about it but getting it through music. And it's sort of like a victim, survivor. Now I am a new writer. I'm rewriting my story, not the story of my abuser. I'm writing the story of myself. What am I going to be in the future? Well, I love my workshops. I love doing workshops with other people of my community, of the disabled community. But I also want to be able to do my own music. My aim is to be able to perform, tell my story to people and how I survived through all of this. So hopefully it's going to give people some inspiration about the arts, about other forms of creativity, hopefully open up conversation about this. Thank you so much again for this grant, for the gear. It's going to give me that next step to be able to perform as a solo artist by myself in a fantastic city that I know will support me.
The Rotary Club of Ballarat South have been supporting BAF since our inception, and I would now like to introduce Jess James from Rotary, who will congratulate Lizzie Tongwei. You will then hear from Lizzie, who will tell us about her current work.
Hello, my name's Jess and I'm the Community Director for the Rotary Club of Ballarat South. I just want to send a huge congratulations to Lizzie for being selected for the Rotary Club of Ballarat South Award. We wish you all the best with your ceramic works.
Hello, I am Lizzie Tongwei and I am so delighted to be a recipient of a grant from the Ballarat Arts Foundation in 2020. With this grant, I will be purchasing a slab roller, which if you're not a ceramic artist, you might be wondering what a slab roller is. So it's a table with rollers attached, a little bit like a pasta machine, and it allows a ceramic artist to make even, smooth, beautiful slabs with no lumpy bits, and it does it very, very quickly. So out of these slabs, I intend to make a collection of platters like this one, which I made earlier, in time for Christmas this year. I will also be making a collection of decorative tiles as part of a garden art range. Late last year I graduated from the Bachelor of Visual Arts program at Fed Uni, and I took part in the end of year exhibition where I was astonished and delighted again to see that all my platters sold out, and just informed part of my decision to make this my focus. And it ties in with my strong interest in functional wares. So this is why acquiring a slab roller as I start my career is a really good investment. Going forward in 2021, I will be partaking in a joint exhibition at Backspace Gallery called Nest, which will explore the themes of home and motherhood. The date of this exhibition is yet to be confirmed, thanks to the pandemic, but it's a fabulous opportunity and I can't wait to get in there. Otherwise, next year I'll be setting up an online store and selling my work. In the next 5 years, I will be working towards my big hairy dream of establishing the biggest ceramic hubs in Western Victoria. Why would I do this? Well, since I graduated, I've lost the joy of a shared studio space. Sharing the triumphs and tragedies in clay at the whim of the kiln gods. I miss it so much. It was a really wonderful time that I spent there. The feeling of community in a shared studio is a beautiful, life-affirming thing, and right now I really miss it. Also, maintaining an arts practice promotes positive mental health, and that's a great thing. Thanks so much. I can't wait to meet you all in person someday. You can find me online at tongweiart.com.au or on Instagram at tongweiart. Bye.
This year, we have chosen the work of Kiralee Urquhart to feature on our Aspirations brochure. An electronic copy will be available on our website. I'm sure you will agree her work is quite beautiful. Kiralee will now tell us about her work, followed by Sam Henson, BAF board member and head of campus Federation University, who will shed some light on the relationship of the two organisations and hence the reason behind the Federation University Award.
Welcome to the Ballarat Lace Project. I'm looking forward to capturing the aesthetics and the history of Ballarat, combining the beauty of its iron lacework with worn surfaces and textures, including colours and designs from nature. I look forward to uncovering stories of people's homes and lives and the city structures that surround us, creating digital collages that reflect these stories. Finally, these patterns will be turned into fabrics and other textiles suitable for statement pieces of clothing and interior decor. In the future, I look forward to expanding the concept and exploring other areas, uncovering more stories and beauty and patterns, and continuing to create fabrics and products from these designs. Thank you for this fantastic opportunity to get started.
Hello to everybody listening in tonight to the public announcement of the Ballarat Arts Foundation Grants and Awards for 2020. It's a great pleasure to be here on behalf of Fed Uni and to recognise Kiralee Urquhart as the recipient of the Federation University Australia Award for Creative Community Impact. Kiralee is a strong community contributor, and her project to capture the imagery and aesthetics of Ballarat and create a series of collages will enrich the Ballarat community. Kiralee intends using elements of these collages to create unique textile designs which will reflect her passions for textiles, painting and capturing images of the world around her. I look forward to seeing the wonderful outcomes of Kiralee's creative endeavours. As many of you would know, Fed Uni is a strong supporter of the Ballarat Arts Foundation, and we have had many of our students and alumni receive BAF awards over the past 20 years. Now, unfortunately, I cannot claim Kiralee as an alumna. However, it is very pleasing to see the Federation University Australia Award for Creative Community Impact being awarded to a very deserving emerging artist. So, Kiralee, congratulations on your award. And if at some time you decide to come and enrol in a Master of Arts, well, that'd be wonderful.
Last, but certainly not least, is the very talented Jade Walsh. Jade is receiving the Norman Hofmeyr Award for Contemporary Visual Art. We've heard tonight the words of the amazing Dr. Dibra Shiani, OAM, regarding her own award. Norman is her nephew and attended the Arts Academy at the then Ballarat University. Works by Norman were donated in 2016 to BAF by Di and Norman's mother herself, Joan Hofmeyr. Jade is a most worthy winner, and here she is to tell us about her work.
Hello. First of all, just wanted to say how excited I was to be a recipient of the Ballarat Arts Foundation Contemporary Art Award. So this is my studio, and in response to the questions for our presentation night, how are things going? Well, you see in my studio that there's a lot of mess. We like to say creative juices are flowing. There's a lot of things happening. And I have got some bigger works on the go, and I've got some smaller textiles happening as well. So I have been very busy. The other thing I was going to mention was the confirmed art space for my exhibition, for my large paintings and textiles. I'll be looking at hopefully showing at Art Space Ballarat. It obviously hasn't been confirmed yet due to COVID restrictions, but since I have had contact with them, I was meant to have a show there within a group context at the start of the year. I have some contacts there, so I've been in contact with them, and it's looking potentially like it will happen, which is very exciting. The other questions were, how is the project going to advance my skills? Already, for a long time, I have been wanting to work with a large format canvases, and I'm finally doing it. So I've already found the skills very different. I'm developing my skills in larger canvas, and being able to apply sewing and paint and pastel to a larger scale. So I feel like my skills are already developing in that area. The skills I have had to develop include transferring my subject matter to a large format. This means I've had to experiment with proportion, ratio, and keeping my original style consistent. Other technical skills include paint application, which means adjusting textures and hues and also the amount of paint to the larger format. Experimentation with space and composition. Obviously, you're working with a much larger area. And most importantly, how to keep the style of the text and typography, which is very important to my work, how to keep that true to its original character. So as an example, very early on in my smaller work, I love to use the typewriter. So unfortunately, I can't make a larger typewriter, so I've had to experiment and also find new ways of enlarging that type. And how will the project advance my career? For a long time, I made small pieces, and I heard a lot of people saying to me, why don't you go larger? Especially my mum, who has been helping me along my journey as an artist. She's also an artist. She has always said to me, you must go big, because number one, it's a sign of being a serious artist if you go large. Also, people can see them easily. So as opposed to small, go big and be serious as a professional artist and be seen, which leads to my final question, which is, what are my aspirations for the future, for the next 5 years? To be seen. So going large is going to help me be seen. To be seen, known, and to be able to sustain myself as a professional artist. I've always dreamt of being an artist since I was very young, so this is a dream. I want to see that happen. This Ballarat Arts Foundation grant will help me on my way, and to become a professional artist who can sell and sustain and do what she loves and work hard. So thank you very much to the Ballarat Art Foundation, and I look forward to showing you my project soon.
Thanks to all our donors and recipients for taking the time to contribute to our program and this presentation. We're all learning through this pandemic, but I'm sure you will agree, creativity has not been dampened, and it's an absolute honour for BAF to be supporting this process. Thank you also to Matthew Heenan for his wonderful assistance in delivering this presentation to you. As we emerge from lockdown, please continue to stay in touch with us through our BAF Facebook page and our BAF website. We're so looking forward to providing you all with details of our 21st birthday celebrations and continued updates of our amazing alumni. As you prepare to sign off, take a little time to listen to the music of Akasha Temple Matthews as you enjoy her composition, Twilight. Thank you all for tuning in.
As the twilight drew, we both stood on the hill overlooking the valley. Branches of the trees danced gently to the wind. My wings gently move with a soft breeze. Let me show you how to fly. birds and robins looked excited. We'll fly with you, the air will hold you. Faith in your wings as they talk to the air. I know you can fly, I know if you dare.